Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ed Durbez. This is 9 in 3 Driving. I'm so happy everybody has tuned in today. I've got a new epic car for you today. And today we're going to actually review a car that I'm even thinking about picking up. And that is a 1993 Mercedes 500 SL. When the SL came out in 1989 and for the US market in 1990, especially the 500 came in two variants, a 300 SL with the inline 6 and the 500 SL with the V8, producing 315 horsepower, 349 pounds of torque, and it'll propel this SL from 0 to 60 in just 5.9 seconds, and it'll get it down to the quarter mile in about 14.4 seconds, which it was pretty quick. The most important thing about this car was that it replaced the 350 and 550 SL that had been running since the 70s. And that line ran until 1989, until this new car came out, and it was supposed to be an epic car, which it did. It actually checked every box that any Mercedes would want. The only thing is that SL stands for super light in German, but these cars are extremely heavy, especially with the retractable car and the hardtop. They're pretty heavy. But when this car came out, everything you imagine a car today is in this car, from power rear view mirror, from automatic climate controls, from a automatic roll bar that would pop up if it detected one of the tires would go off the road. So, and not only that, it was an amazing cruiser. So we're gonna find out how well is it still now today after all this time, and if it has aged well. So to do that, one would take this SL for a spin. First and foremost, once you get in the car, it's just all typical, that classic Mercedes with its gauges, automatic climate control. It does have an aftermarket stereo, all the wood's looking great. Obviously the power switch for the power top. We do have the hard top on, so we can test the power top. Automatic, it's got a 4-speed automatic transmission made into the 5.0 liter engine that I mentioned earlier. Your controls for your power steering, the control for the roll bar, pop-up roll bar in the back. As you can see, we're going to flip that around. And there she goes. It also works as a wind deflector. All right. So with that being said, let's get this show on the road and let's get it and see what she drives like. All right, here we go, driving the SL 500. First thing you detect, it's got that weight. It's heavy. Plenty of power. Only got to get down the road. Sorry, it's a little sweaty. It's hot. It's about 95 degrees here in the Washington, D.C. area. It's got nice heavy weight to the steering wheel. The one thing right off the bat that I'm going to share with everybody is the brakes. This comes from that generation of Mercedes that's either you put on the brake and it's kind of like it's there it is, but you also got to put a lot of pressure onto it to get it to come down to a halt. Great power delivery though. So we'll take it on our highway and see how she cruises at highway speeds. Here we go, we're getting on the highway. She's running smoothly. No issues whatsoever. The visibility is incredible in this car. Even with the top up, with hard top on, I mean, it's just the visibility is great. It cruises at highway speeds with no effort whatsoever. Absolutely flawlessly. You give it a little bit of the beans, and she just gets up and goes. Steering is, yeah, it's light. It's a little bit of movement in it, but you expect that from a car of this age. But overall, the feel is great. very solid. Everything, just not the car itself, but everything else feels very solid. The thunk when you close the door, all the materials when you touch it, it's extremely solid. Hitting a little traffic, so we're gonna get off the highway here. We'll head back. All right, my take on the Mercedes 500 SL 1993. It's still to this day runs like a proper SL. Solid, like I mentioned in the video. Steering's a little vague. Brakes need a little extra power, as I mentioned. But overall, it still cruises like it should, like a Grand Tourer it is. And that's what Mercedes wanted. And they hit that ball spot on. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I truly do. This one has a few little issues with it. So I'll have to speak to my mechanic and see what he says. And then maybe he'll join the 93 Mobile. I don't know. We'll have to see. Otherwise, I kind of like it. And I would be in the market for one. And if it is this one, we'll have to look for another one. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. But overall, the car is fantastic. Great car. It was such an evolution from where it came from the old 70s 350 SL, 500 SL, 450 SL to the 560 SL, which was the last of its legs of that generation, which was to this day still historic. People love them. You see them on the road. I'll post a picture, one that I just caught the other day on the highway. But yeah, overall, great car. And that's why these cars, I think, from this generation Mercedes, from the SL, from the S, the quality, it's on par with anything great out there, which is something Mercedes fell down a little bit after these lines of cars. And now they have come back, and actually now they're building cars the same quality they did this. But these are just bulletproof cars, and I highly recommend anybody who's in the market for one. I enjoyed it. It's not a sports car by any means, not at all, but that's not why you get this car. You get this car because it's absolutely gorgeous, especially in this green color with the taupe interior. Highly recommend it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I got another short one coming out very soon. Like always, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you haven't shared this video with anybody, please share. And more important, the thumbs up and the comments really do help the channel grow. I appreciate your support so much. Once again, this is 93 Driving, Ed Durbis. I'll catch everybody in the next video very soon. Until then, be well.